Okay, everybody, we are doing another 10 bullet points from our startup founder checklist. This is a checklist that every founder needs to just basically work their way through to make sure you understand all the opportunities, problems, pitfalls, and wisdom that has been hard earned in the last 50 years of startup science and alchemy and anecdotal experiences. And we've worked really hard building this list. The audience has done a great job sending us feedback. Producers at thisweekinstartups.com if you want to send feedback to the producers. And you can see these checklists anytime you want at thisweekinstartups.com/checklist. If you want to take the startup founder checklist and you want to remix it, change it, edit it, you can cut and paste it. Just link back to the original and say, hey, I'm riffing on, what Jason and his team did here with their checklist. And you can change it. You can update it. You can do whatever you want with it, as long as it's like not commercial, and you link back and give credit. Okay. So, like a Creative Commons license type thing on this. We, in our first episode, did the qualities of a winning founder, basically what's inside of you. Then in episode 2, we really drilled down into business models, because your business model is your outcome, and your business model defines your investors. Your business model defines your team. Your business model defines your product and your marketing. You gotta know your business model. Episode 2, critically important, and one of those things founders don't think about early enough. Episode 3, understanding delighting customers. Man, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, after you pick your business model and you have the qualities of a winning founder, you're going to have to delight some customers. But in order to delight those customers, you need a product. And that's what we're talking about today. I call it the startup flywheel. So welcome to episode 4 of the startup checklist. You can view the checklist again at thisweekinstartups.com/checklist, right? We try to do everything really simple. That's my URL obsession. Thisweekinstartups.com/Slack/Discord/Meetups/book clubs/checklist. All of those go to the places you would think. So today, again, thisweekinstartups.com/checklist if you want to follow along. And we have a YouTube channel where we put some supplemental graphics up on the screen, or you can listen to this in audio. Up to you. And maybe you're biking. If you're on your e-bike, please don't watch YouTube. You get the idea. So let's get into it. I don't want to belabor the point here. I want to get right to the core of this issue. So the first item on our checklist, which is going to be number 31, right? The previous ones are on the website, is do you know what problem or problems your product solves? Most great products solve an acute problem. Now, some people will say, they're vitamins, not painkillers. So what problem does Netflix solve when it's entertaining you? What problem does Instagram solve? It's kind of hard to frame those products, entertaining products, as solving a problem, unless you say boredom, which is actually a problem for some people. But we're here talking about the majority of startups. I would say 80 or 90% really fall into the painkiller. They're removing some friction. They're solving a problem, and they're making people's lives better by saving them time, saving them money, or just getting rid of friction and suffering in your life. You can phrase this as, why does your product exist? I like, what problem does your product solve? Or do you know what problems your product solves a little bit better? Because why does your product exist? People tend to answer that question. In my experience, when I ask it that way, they'll tend to give some answer with a bunch of buzzwords. So let's just do some really, really simple answers here. Shopify makes entrepreneurship easy on the internet. It makes it easy to start a store. Shopify makes it easy to start a store. Shopify makes it cheap and easy to start a store. Shopify makes it fast and cheap to start a store on the internet. Really, really simple problem being solved there. Creating a store on the internet, what previously was expensive and previously was time consuming. Uber, it gets you a ride quickly and cheaply. The end. And if you notice, in both of those, speed and price come up. This is one of the truisms of delighting customers. If you save them time or you save them money, they're going to love you. If you do both, you're going to be a hero. Superhuman, it just makes you get through your email inbox faster. It helps you get to inbox 0. And inbox 0 is hard for busy people. So now you have to ask yourself, well, how big are those problems for your customers? Well, if you're in email for more than 2 or 3 hours a day, if you can make it faster for me, That's going to add up. Let's say I was in my email box for 3 hours a day. That's actually close to true for a lot of venture capitalists, sadly. So you're in your email box for 3 hours a day. That's about 200 minutes. You make it 10%, but 10% faster. You're saving me 20 minutes a day. You're saving me 100 minutes a week. You're saving me 5,000 minutes a year. That's a lot of time. You're talking about close to 100 hours of somebody's time. It is enormous. So, getting a ride quicker. You ever try to get a yellow cab when you're in Brooklyn, or try to get a yellow cab to go to Brooklyn? This is hard stuff, at least when I was in New York in the 90s. So I would say these are problems that are incredibly, incredibly acute. In other words, they're intense and they're real and they're hard. So if you want to compete with Uber or Superhuman today, you're going to have to say, well, you're not going to say, can I be faster than Gmail? Now you got to say, can I be faster than Superhuman? You're not going to say, can I be faster than and more and cheaper and better than a yellow cab? Now you got to be better than a Lyft and Uber and a yellow cab. This is what entrepreneurship, capitalism, and the race to win customers is all about. And it's why America and democracy combined with capitalism is such a great system. It's the worst system in the world in some people's minds, but it's the best system we've ever come up with. Certainly better than communism and socialism. Here endeth the rant.